Hello students, today we are going to discuss the Python practical for the class 12 computer science subject. We have already discussed the two practicals on the concept called recursion. Today we are going to discuss another practical in which we will be using the recursion. If you didn't watch these two videos, please watch these videos because in those two videos I have explained how to use the recursion to solve the problem. Now we will use the recursion concept to solve the another problem related to calculating the nth term of the Fibonacci number. Okay, so as usual our flow of the lecture or video will be, we will discuss the problem statement first, and then we will discuss step by step steps to solve the problem in detail, and then we will write the Python code and explain it to you, and then at the last step we will run the code in Spider editor. I will be using the Spider editor. If you have another editor for writing the Python code, you may use this. I am using this Spider editor for demonstration. We will demonstrate the practical how actually it is works. Okay, so without delay, let's get started. So first thing is to calculate the nth term of the Fibonacci series. Pronunciation might be wrong, please excuse me for that. So first of all, before starting the problem, I want to define the Fibonacci series first. If you don't know what is Fibonacci series, then it will be very difficult for you to write the code for that series. A series in which each term is the sum of last two terms. A series in which each term is the sum of the last two terms. For example, 0, 1 is predefined. First term of the Fibonacci series is fixed. Second term of the Fibonacci series is fixed. It is 1. Now 3 onwards, what will be the here? Third term will be what? Third term will be sum of these two. 0 plus 1 is what? 0 plus 1 is 1. Now what will be the fourth term? Fourth term will be sum of these two. 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay. What will be the fifth term? Fifth term will be sum of these two. 1 plus 2, 3. What will be the sixth term? Sixth term will be sum of these two. 2 plus 3, 5. What will be the seventh term? Seventh term will be the sum of these two, fifth and sixth. 3 plus 5, 8. What is the eighth term? Sum of the previous two, fifth, sixth and seventh, that is 13, and so on, like this. Keep on adding, you will get the term. So problem is that you will be given like nth term, means you will take the n from the user. Let's suppose user want to know the sixth term of the Fibonacci series. Then what should be the output? Output should be, what is the sixth term? 5. Your program should give output as 5. If user asks seventh term of the Fibonacci term, then your output should be what? 8, like this. If n user enters n as third term, then your output should be what? Third term is what? 1. So you should output should be 1. If user turns the first term, then output should be what? 0. If user asks the second term, what should be the output? Output should be 1, like this. Okay, so this is the problem that we need to solve. We are going to use the recursion to solve this problem. you might have solved the same problem without using recursion in your class 11. I am just briefing you that how to solve this problem without using recursion so that you can get the idea. Okay, let me solve it without recursion. I am solving it without recursion first. Without recursion, let's suppose in without recursion what we need to do, we will take the input from the user and value. Let's suppose I am taking anything from the input method I am using and taking the any value from the user. Okay, enter any value like this. I will convert it into integer like this. I will take n value anything. If the n value is less than 0, so Fibonacci series for negative term is not possible. Like this, what I am trying to say, if user entered -3 या -1, then you will give the error. Fibonacci series is not possible for negative term. -3 enter, then it is not possible. N value should be positive, either 0 or any number that should be positive. Let's suppose if n is positive, then if n is 0, then what should we do? We will create two variables, because let's suppose a will have the 0. These are the fixed terms. These two terms are fixed because these are fixed because there is no term less than the in left side in negative numbers. Okay, that's why these two terms are fixed. A is having 0, b is having 1. Now if user enters, if n, or we will, let's suppose have some variable c, I will give you why I have created this variable c. Now let's suppose if user enters the value, I am writing the code here. If n value is equals to what? 0, then what we will do? We will return a. Okay, because it will return 0. If n is 0, then what is the first term? That is this 0. If n is equals to 1, then what should be written? This term 1. Return b. Otherwise what we need to do? We will write a for loop I in range from 2 to n, and then we will write c equals to a plus b. That's why I have created this variable c. It will be 0, c equals to a plus b, a equals to b, and b equals to c, like this. We will keep on doing this till we got the nth term. You should understand this code first, then you will be able to use the recursion to solve the problem, because this is the basic, and you might have solved this problem in class 11 without using recursion. If you don't know how to solve it without recursion, then it's better to solve it without recursion. First understand this. Let's suppose how it will be executed. Okay, how it will be executed? Let's suppose user has entered n is equals to, let's suppose 6 he has entered. Then what will happen? This program, a will be 0, let's suppose. B will be what? 1, because this is outside the loop. C will be what? 0. Now n is equal to 0, no. N equals to 1, no, because n value is 6. So we will go in this loop, and loop will continue till what? Range 2 to 6. That means first 2 will come, then 3 will come, then 4 will come, then 5 will come. So these 5 values one by one come, and this loop will executed 4 times. So what will happen? 4 times. So here what will happen? This loop will continue till 4 times, and let's suppose first time what will happen? C value will be what? A plus b. A plus b means 0 plus 1, and then a will become B. B is what? 1. And B will become C. C is what? 1. So A will become 1 and B will become 1 and C will become 1. Again loop will continue with the value 3. Now this time C is equals to A plus B again. C equals to A plus B. A is having value what? 1. B is having value what? 1. So C is equals to 1 plus 1, that is equals to 2. Now A equals to B. A equals to B means A equals to B. B value is what? 1. So 1 will become, or B equals to C. B equals to C. C value is what? 2. So new value of the A and B will be 1 and 2. Now our loop will continue again for one more time. Now C value will become what? A plus B. A is having 1 and B is having 2. So 1 plus 2 equals to 3. A will become B. B's value is what? 2. B is equals to C. C value is 3. So new value of A and B will become 2, 3. Now again this loop will continue one more time. So 5. C equals to A plus B. A is value is what? 2 and 3. So 2 plus 3 will be added and value will become 5. A equals to become B. B value is what? 3. So A will become 3. B value will become C. C value is what? 5. So now there is no element because we have reached up to nth term. So loop will stop and we will print the C at the last. And if we print the C, what is the value? That is 5. So sixth term of the Fibonacci series is what? 5 only. So this is how we can use this loop to solve this problem. Okay. In this concept, what we are doing, we were keep on updating we are in each term we are calculating the sum of the last two terms and then updating the last two terms each time. In first time what we are doing, we have added 0 plus 1. Okay, 0 plus, so it will keep on. First time what we have done, we have computed the last two values and then added. Each time we are computing last two values and keep on adding, and this is how this output 5 is generated. Okay, now we will see the recursive function to solve the same problem. Okay, let me delete this everything. Now I will write the recursive. Okay, in recursion what we will do, we know the Fibonacci of 0 is what? We know the Fibonacci of 0 is what? 0. We know Fibonacci of one term is what? 1. Now each time we need to add the previous two terms if we want the Fibonacci series after second term. Let's suppose n is 5, let's suppose n is equals to 3, let's suppose third term we want to get. Then what you will do, Fibonacci 3 function you will call, what it will do, it will add Fibonacci 2 plus Fibonacci 1, and Fibonacci 2 will what do, it will call Fibonacci 1 plus Fibonacci 0. This is the base condition of our Fibonacci function, because I know I have already explained what is recursion. Recursion is a calling the same function again and again by the same function, and recursion function have two steps. One is base step, that is base condition is also known, and another, this is also known as stop condition. Without stop condition the recursion will be infinite, and another one will be recursive step. Okay, so this is how it will work. So Fibonacci 1 is what? I know Fibonacci 1 is 1. Fibonacci 0 is what? 0. Fibonacci 1 is what? 1. So Fibonacci 1 plus 1, this will be returned here. 1 plus 0 is returned here 1, and then this 1 plus 1 will be returned here, that is 2. So third term of the Fibonacci series will be 2. You can write it for reference. 3, 5, 8, 11, 19, like this. So this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, this is the fourth term, and so on, like this. we are calculating. Okay, so zeroth term is this, and the n equals to 3 means this fourth term we want to calculate. Okay, so this fourth term will be what? Second. So we are getting 2 out is the output. Okay, this is how the recursive function work. Okay, let me write down the definition of the recursive function and explain it to you. Let's suppose this is the definition. DEF, n we will pass, and we will, if n equals to 0, what we will do, we will return simply 0. Zeroth term of the Fibonacci theorem, this is the zeroth term actually. Zeroth term of the Fibonacci series is 0. Okay, now else, or you can use else for n equals to 1, then what it is? Return 1. If the first term of the Fibonacci series is what? 1. Otherwise what we will do, we will apply the recursion. Let me, I forget the definition name. Definition name is fib. Let you just write it here so that you don't confuse. Def, this is Fibonacci, like this. Def is the keyword of Python. Okay, now we are calling this Fibonacci n minus 1 plus Fibonacci n minus 2. What it will do? It will recursively add last two terms and it will keep on returning. Okay, and recursion will stop if we are coming up to that level that n will become, this will become 0, this will become 1, and this will become 0. At that time the recursion will stop, because this is our base condition. Let me give you some example and explain. So here we will take some example. Let's suppose I want to call this function, I want to calculate the, let's suppose this is the zeroth term, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is, I want to calculate the 8th term. So I will be calling the fib 8. Let me call this, then we will understand how it is calculating. Let's suppose I am calling fib 8. Now what will happen, n will become 8. Now n is 8 is equals to 0. 8 equals to 0, condition false. We will come 8 equals to 1, condition false. Now we will come here and n minus 1. N minus 1 will become 8 minus 1. 8 minus 1 is what? 7. And 8 minus 2 will become what? 6. So this will call Fibonacci 7 plus Fibonacci 6. Now this will call again Fibonacci 7. Fibonacci 7 will call n equals to 7. N equals to 7, then this will false, and then it will call 6 and 5. So it will call Fibonacci 6 plus Fibonacci 5. This is how it will call. Now we will call the Fibonacci 6. Fibonacci 6 will do what? Fibonacci 6 will be called then n equals to 6. So this will be false, then we will calling for 5 4. So Fibonacci 5 plus Fibonacci 4 will be called. Again Fibonacci 5, n equals to 5. Now this time again 5. So this will be false, and this will become what? 4 and 3. So Fibonacci 4 plus Fibonacci 3 will be called like this. Now again what will happen? We are calling Fibonacci 4. Fibonacci 4 calling. So this will be false, Now we are calling Fibonacci 3 plus Fibonacci 2. Fibonacci 3 plus Fibonacci 2. Now again Fibonacci 3. 4 we have done. 3 for 3, what we will do? This will be false, then what will happen? 2 plus 1. Fibonacci 2 plus Fibonacci 1 will be called. Fibonacci 2 plus Fibonic 1 will be called. Now Fibonic 2, n equals to 2. 2 in this case, this is false, n equals 2 equals to 1, 2 equals to 0 false. So Fibonic 1 plus Fibonic 0 will be called. Fibonic 1 plus Fibonic 0 will be called. Okay. Now same way this tree will also continue emerging like this. Fibonic 6 will call Fibonic 5 plus Fibonic 4, and then in this case Fibonic 5 will call Fibonic 4 plus Fibonic 3. In this case Fibonic 4 will call Fibonic 3 plus Fibonic 2, and in this case also Fibonic 3 will call Fibonic 2 plus Fibonic 1. In this case Fibonic 1 plus Fibonic 0, and so on. For the same thing will be repeated for all those trees. Let me give some small example, because I am not able to write in this board, because this recursion is going in a very depth, so it will be difficult to write in this page. So I am taking some small example so that you can understand, because this is going very big, this is getting bigger, because it is not able to, I will not able to solve it in this whiteboard. So let me take Fibonic some small term. I have taken some bigger term, I am not able to adjust in the single board. Let me take the Fibonic 4, this will fit into here. Fibonic 4 will call, because 0 and 1 this will be false, so Fibonic 3 plus Fibonic 2 will be called. Again Fibonic 3 will be called, then it is not 0 and 1, so Fibonic 2 plus Fibonic 1 will be called. In this side also Fibonic 2 will call Fibonic 1 plus Fibonic 0, because 2 is not equals to 0, 2 is not equals to 1. Now Fibonic 2 will call Fibonic 1 plus Fibonic 0, because 2 is not equals to 0, 2 is not equals to. Now this time same, in this case what will happen, Fibonic 1, n equals to 1, then it will return 1. So now it's time to return, so it will return 1. Fibonic 0, n equal to 0, then it will return 0. This will be the addition of these two, will be returned to this function 2, so it will return 1 here. Then Fibonic 1 will return what? Fibonic 1 will return 1, so 1 will be returned here. The addition of these two will return to this function, so 1 plus 1 is 2, so this 2 is returned here, and Fibonic 1 here will return the 1, and Fibonic 0 will return the 0. 0 plus 1, their addition will be returned here, so their addition is what? 1. Now these two numbers addition, this one will be returned to this function Fibonic 4, and what is this? This will return 3. This is the actual call. So what is the fourth term? This is the fourth term. Fourth term is 3. So this is how recursion can be used to solve this problem. Okay. Now we will write the Python code and see it into the editor. Now I will write these steps. First need to write this step, I think. Okay. We will write the step first. So what are the steps? First step is to take the input into variable and for which the term of Fibonacci series needs to be calculated. We will take some input from the user for which the Fibonacci series term he wants using input method. Using input method we will take. Then we will apply recursion to solve the nth term value. What function we will apply? We will apply this function, and again I forgot. Let's suppose function name is Fibonic, and then we will have if n equals to 0, and we will return 0. If n equals to 1, then we will return the 1. Otherwise what we will return, we will add the last two terms, Fibonic n minus 1 plus Fibonic n minus 2. This is how we will solve this. And third step, print the term, print the calculated term. Now we will write the Python code for that. So first we will take the input and integer input, enter the term value for which the Fibonic we will take this value. Then what we will do, we will check whether this value is negative. If n is less than 0, then we will say print Fibonic series term invalid. We will say like this. And otherwise what we will do, we will call nth term what is the term Fibonic is, we will call this Fibonic method with value n. Okay, and we will write the definition here. We already know what is the definition. We will pass the n here. If n equals to 0, it will return 0. If n equals to 1, it will return 1. Otherwise return Fibonic n minus 1 plus Fibonic n minus 2. Okay, so this is the recursive step. This is return. Okay, this is known as the recursive step. This is the recursive step. We are calling the same function again, and these are known as the stop condition of recursion. Or we can say base step. I already demonstrated how it will be work. And let's suppose user has entered the value, let's suppose 4. Then what will be? Then this is not less than 0. Come here, it will call Fibonic 4 method. It will call like this. Then this will be called, this is not equals to 0, 4 is not equals to 1, 4 is equals to 1, not equals to 1. So this with this both condition will get false. We will call the Fibonic n minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3 plus n minus 2. 4 minus 2 is what? 2. Then again Fibonic 3 will be called, n equals to 3, 3 is not equals to 0, not equals to 1. Again this will be called Fibonic 2 n minus 1 plus Fibonic n minus 2. N minus 2 is what? 3 minus 2 is 1. Same way Fibonic 2 will call the function 1 plus Fibonic 0, because 2 is not equals to 0, 2 is not equals to 1. Same way here, Fibonic 2 will call Fibonic 1 plus Fibonic 0. Fibonic 1 is having the, let's suppose now Fibonic 1 will return 1, Fibonic 0 will return 0. These addition will be returned in this variable, so 1 will be returned here, plus Fibonic 1 will return the 1, 1 plus 1, 2 will be returned here, and Fibonic 1 will return 1, 0 it will be returned, 0 plus 1 will be returned here 1, and 1 plus 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1 is what? 3, 3 will be final output. So output will be 3. Okay, you can check 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth term. 0, 1, 2, 3, fourth term. Okay, so this is how this recursion is calculated. Now we will see in the spider editor with demonstration. Okay, so here is our spider editor. I am taking the value input, enter the term value. Now we are getting this term. Now what we will do, we will if check whether it is negative. If n is less than 0, print what we will print, not defined for negative number. Otherwise what we will do, we will print the required term is of Fibonacci series is what we will be calling this Fibonacci method. Fibonacci method we will create here def. Let's suppose I am creating this. It will take an integer. If n is equals to 0, then it will return 0. Otherwise, if n equals to 1, it will return the 1. Else, we need not to write the else. Otherwise, return. You can write the else, not necessary, but plus fib n minus 2. Okay, last two terms we are printing. This will keep on calling, and we are calling from here fib n. Whatever the value we will input, it will come here, and that's all in this problem. Let's save it. Now we are going to run this. To run this, click here. Let's suppose I am taking the value 5. What should be the sequence? 5. You can see how the sequence is calculated. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. So this is the fifth term. Okay. Now if you enter some other values, let me enter some different value. Let me calculate 10th value. Let me 10th. It is 55. Let's calculate whether it is 55 or not. 5 4 3 8, 8 or 5 11, 11 or 8 19, 19 or this will be what? 30, 30 or 49, I think. Okay, and let me show you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let me 3 plus 5 8, 8 plus 5 or 8, 13 it is, not 11. 13 plus 8 is what? These are wrong, calculation mistake. 13 or 8 is what? 21. 21 or 13? 4, 34. 34 or 25? 55. So 10th term is 55. Okay, so this is how you can calculate the Fibonacci series. I have already explained how the recursion is applied. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask me. Thank you for today. and see you in the next class. Have a nice day.